UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Engage.
78 years have passed since the days of the original USS Enterprise. Now a new Galaxy starship has been designed.
Transporter Chief, beam our listeners aboard. Welcome to Galaxy Class, a Star Trek The Next Generation podcast on the United Federation of Podcast Network. I am your host, Chief Recreational Officer Rhea Papagiorgio, joined today by the head of Saving Rhea's Butt When She's Bogged Down with Airport Drama, Joe Keegan, and our counselor, Amy Nelson.
I just read my...
How are you guys doing today?
read my new role. I quite like that.
Oh, yay. I sure like it too. Thank you,
no
Joe.
worries. That's why I'm here to help. I'm known for my technical prowess.
That's right. And with that chair you're sitting in, you have to have technical prowess.
Super comfy, so if I fall asleep at any point, just shout me and I'll wake up.
Well, you're supported in all the right places, it looks like.
Lumbar support and head support, so yes. Yeah. It's toasty. My computer's under my desk and it's kicking off a lot of heat, so I'm quite toasty at the moment. How are you, Amy?
How's school going?
School's great. We just had progress reports, so we're halfway through first quarter, already 4 weeks in.
Wow.
I have lots of lesson planning to do this weekend on my long weekend. I'm just stuck at home, doing schoolwork, so nothing major here.
Do you lesson plan? Do you not have you not been doing it long enough? You just...
Well, as I've said, it's a brand new course of AP statistics, and it's really taxing and very time consuming as I try and learn the content and then try and figure out how to teach the content. Yeah, I've got tests to grade and, all the fun teacher stuff.
AP Statistics?
Pretty much.
Statistics. The new Lower Decks had a reference to math. I loved it.
It did. I thought of you right away when I saw it.
What was it?
I know. I got this text and Rhea's like, have you seen the episode? And I was like, no, I haven't seen it, but I can watch it right now. And I was thinking that there was going to be some kind of Troi reference because they have had Marina Sirtis and Jonathan Frakes on before. So I was getting really excited and I'm watching and Rhea's like, I'm not going to tell you. I was like, come on, tell me. And she's like, no spoilers. So then I watched it and I heard the beautiful line of, I have it right here, where, oh my gosh, where Mariner's saying, they're negotiating us to safety using the power of math. And I'm like, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. And it's a Tilly line too, so it was just perfect.
I totally missed that. Over my head. But did you guys see the opening sequence for Prodigy?
Not yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I've heard it's great though.
Awesome. It's just basically the spaceship flying through kind of animated stuff, but it just and the soundtrack's awesome, so please watch it. It looks awesome. I'm quite excited about it. And I figure we're going to get it straight after season 2 of Lower Decks.
I heard, that they're trying to have an episode every single week.
So you don't think Discovery's going to sneak in before Prodigy?
Well, it might very well do. I suppose...
Because Discovery's supposed to come out this year. So... I don't know.
Can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
And they've just wrapped season 2 production of Picard, haven't they? Or they've just wrapped... No... What did I read? They've just wrapped...
So that was the Orville finished filming season 3, if that's what you're referencing.
No.
Because I'm very excited for the Orville.
Same, but I'm sure I read something about Picard. They've just finished season 3 and they're about to do season 4. And I was like, no, we've just seen season 1.
Right.
Don't know.
So 2 is finished and I think they're starting to write season 3.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Lots of Trek to look forward to in any case.
I know.
Yes.
I really don't want them to forget about short treks. And I'm sort of sad that we didn't have some short treks earlier this year to, right before Lower Decks. I don't want them to forget about short treks. I really did enjoy that format. I did.
Me too. And I totally want an animated Titan Riker spinoff series. Because, oh my gosh, I love animated Titan Riker so much.
He's so over the top Riker. It's hilarious. I love how he's laughing at himself. I love it.
Yes. It's a good time to be a Star Trek fan.
It is.
It's the second golden age.
Yes.
It is.
Well, let's check the communication array to see if we have any comments from our listeners.
Logs accessed.
So we have some feedback on the Federation Council chambers regarding Galaxy Class Episode 55, which was our Batleth battle last week, pitting the Outcast against the Last Outpost. Jeffrey Harlan voted for the Outcast, and Danny Galea said the Outcast has to win, but the Last Outpost will always be one of those Season 1 episodes that I liked. Thanks, Jeffrey. And Danny, I think it was a difficult one. See if the Ferengi had a better introduction. I reckon, I know I would have voted for the Last Outpost. Might have just pushed it over the line for me.
But the whips and everything have made a comeback.
They did in Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Lower Decks, yeah.
They did look a
They're
bit cooler
retconning
in Lower Decks rather than just now those foam things, those long, I don't know what they're called there.
Those pool noodles?
Yes.
Pool noodle. That's exactly what it is. There's another comment, I think, isn't there?
Yes, there's a comment from a Raya Papagiorgio.
That's exactly how you say her name.
I can't do that because there was just I just got in trouble at work at my day job a few days ago because I called someone out for publishing someone's name and misspelling it, and someone who also has a, finger quotes, foreign name. And I got chewed out for that. And in this conversation about how, not only is that disrespectful to get someone's name wrong in a publication that goes out to the entire agency, but, of the list of names, the one foreigner, again, finger quotes, foreigner's name is wrong. And my immediate boss was just like, well, my name is, I'll just make something up. My name is Jenny, and sometimes people spell that wrong. And I'm just like, if you actually think that's the same thing.
Right.
And she continued to chew me out for about 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh, no.
Okay, two things, Rhea, yeah? Nobody here is going to chew you out for, second thing, mispronouncing your own name incorrectly as a joke.
So I guess last week I could have done that without my going off on a tangent here, but this week, let me just read this comment from Rhea Papagiorgio.
Oh,
says,
no, boo,
I know who I would
boo.
vote for if I had a vote. Don't boo me.
I like your mispronounced name. Seems more real.
Maybe last week, but this week it's kind of a sore subject.
Okay.
Well, who would Raya vote for?
Actually, one of my best friends calls me Rita, and has called me Rita to this day just because, I don't know, I guess it's our thing. So I call him Tidy Whitey. So there you go.
See, it's funny because you have 3 letters. I have 3 letters in my name. And yet still some people will, call me a nickname as if 3 letters was too long.
Excuse me? Why am I being left out?
Joe.
I
Joe.
also have 3 letters in my name.
You do, yes. But do you get nicknames?
I like
Josie?
No, that's a bit feminine.
Joseph.
Well,
Thinking something more manly.
Joey Jojo.
Joey Jojo or Jojo or Jofis. Kids, young kids tend not to be able to say Joseph. They say Jofis. Just get the consonant sounds back to front. So, my sister still calls me Jofis. And I'm known as Uncle Jofis to my nieces and nephews.
Oh, that's endearing.
Yeah.
That is cute.
That is Joseph. My sister Jo might also at times in her life have been called Joe Butt.
Oh.
Or Joe Butt Talk Swink Snort. or JBTOS for short, which is then further abbreviated to gibbets. So,
There's some history there. I can feel it.
a few decades worth.
Sounds highly convoluted.
Makes perfect sense, though. Yeah, so Rita would have voted with everyone else, with the outcast.
Oh, wow, yeah, we're coming back to that, because that's what we're talking about. Okay.
But I'm curious to see over time how much Lower Decks retcons the Ferengi to where the last outpost might become a little more relevant.
Who knows?
No, I think it was just there to laugh at the craziness that was the introduction to Ferengi.
Because Lower Decks knows what it is and it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Exactly. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
Well, today we're continuing our discussion on TNG secondary characters with the daughter of the Fifth House, the holder of the sacred chalice of Rix, the heir to the holy rings of Beta Z, the mother of Deanna Troi, the unrequited lover of Jean-Luc Picard, the one and only Lwaxana Troi. So, Joe, Amy, what is the first thing you think of when I say Lwaxana Troi?
The first thing I think of is daughter of the Fifth House, holder of the sacred chalice of Rix, heir to the holy rings of Beta Z, mother of Deanna Troi, unrequited lover of Jean-Luc Picard, and Lwaxana Troi. That's literally what I think of. Amy?
Her flamboyant personality and her outfits to match. Like, I want to be her when I'm older, and don't you dare say one comment, Joe. You could be her now.
I'm offended. How did you look into my brain to know what I was going to say?
Because she's slowly turning into Lwaxana.
True. Like, in all seriousness, I suppose, the first few times that we saw Lwaxana, I think the first thing I thought of was frivolousness or frivolity. She wasn't to be taken seriously, and she was just having fun and living the experience that life is.
And what an amazing character to introduce when you compare it with the rigidity and the do it by the book Starfleet best of the best Enterprise crew who does things right. So you got to follow the book. You got to do this, and you have to report to work on time, and like all these rules and regulations. And then we have Lwaxana, who gets to come in and disrupt all of that organization and protocol. It's beautiful. I absolutely loved her in Manhunt, and I know that's not one of her well-known or better episodes, but we get to see her experience, right? Different men, because she's on the Manhunt. But when she meets that holodeck character and can't read him, like that just opened up this whole new dimension to her character, because now she's not in the know. And how is she going to work that? I thought it was a great, fun, but important to her character in Manhunt.
Yes. I mean, she's the one person that can fluster Picard, which is just hilarious. And she's one of those, kind of like Q and actually Riker, that I didn't like at first. I thought she was annoying and too over the top. But now I just absolutely adore her. I wish I could just hug her. She's so awesome. I actually saw a quote of hers. She said, Jean came home one day and said to me, Majel, I have a great part for you. And guess what? You don't have to act. And so everything I've heard is like Lwaxana is basically who Majel Roddenberry was, which is awesome.
She does.
I'm glad you explained that, because when I read that, I was like, that's sort of mean to tell your own wife, well, you don't have to act. Like, because she can't act. So that you explained that, it's much better. Thank you.
Because she, going, I guess, a little on a tangent, in the very first episode, in the cage, she was number 1, and there she played a very stoic and unemotional and, obviously intelligent and powerful woman that I really hope Strange New Worlds doesn't butcher. So Lwaxana is just like the absolute opposite end of the spectrum there. And she's so much fun, and I love her outfits.
I'd completely forgotten that she'd played number 1 in The Cage.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Rhea. I didn't like the character, but I think looking at her whole character arc from when we first see her, and she's just annoying. She upsets that kind of status quo. I was thinking of who's the captain, chain of command captain,
Picard.
that comes on, Jellicoe. That same way that Jellicoe does, he comes on and upsets that status quo, upsets the gravitas that we have from a Starfleet crew. She does the same, but she does it in that kind of, she just doesn't really care. Do you know what I mean? She knows who she is, and she knows what she wants, and she goes out to get it. But having seen her in like Dark Page, and then in the 3 Deep Space Nine episodes that she was in, you can't but love the character, because you know all all her backstory and all the grief and heartache that she's gone through that's moulded her into that person that she is.
And that would be a great short trek, would be Lwaxana Troi aboard Jellicoe's ship, chasing after Jellicoe. But that's neither here nor there. So what character traits do you admire about her? And what can you learn from her?
One thing, again, going off, Joe, what you said, like she comes in and disrupts the balance of things. I love that because she knows who she is, and she has, I feel like, found the essence of what makes her happy. And she's going to do whatever it is and, throw the rest out the window. And what I admire about her is that she can get these amazing friendships and relationships with all types of people, even down to cute little Alexander. Like her relationship with Alexander in New Ground. I love that. And the higher, not the fewer. What's that one?
Is it the higher, the fewer?
Yeah, the fewer. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
That episode as well. I really love how she gets to interact with Alexander, and even her relationship with Mr. Worf. Her relationship with Picard and Riker and Troi, like she can have these really amazing one-on-one relationships where people know her, but then still get to roll their eyes at her because she's just so flamboyant and out there. I love how she can just have relationships with anyone, no matter what. And that's awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't put on a pretense for anybody.
Yes.
It's like she knows who she is, and like her or not, she's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe related to that, but kind of maybe at a slight tangent, I like the fact that she's very opinionated about things and very forthright, but ultimately her mind can be changed about things. And I'm thinking about Half a Life, how she's completely against that species, Timothon's race, of killing themselves when they get to 60. But she decides to go with him to kind of embrace his culture and see him through to the end. I think that's a truly admirable quality that she has.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as much as she knows what she wants and she goes after it, she's selfless. And Half a Life is one example. Menage a Troi being another one, because she had to do unspeakable things in that episode. She's selfless. She's resourceful. Mm-hmm. Actually, again, in Menage a Troi, coming up with, her way of getting out of that situation there at the end. I want to be like her when I grow up.
Exactly. And she, even with all the fun, we get that deep personal relationship with Troi. And, again, Deanna gets all flustered when she comes on board, but when it comes down to it, Dark Page, like they are mother-daughter, they know each other, they respect each other, and they have I think, pretty typical mother-daughter relationship. There's amazing amount of love and annoyance, which I get with my mother sometimes too.
Is your mother always trying to make you get married? Because that is, I've been on the receiving end of that for decades, but boy, do I don't know. Lwaxana is so awesome. And in Dark Page, she says to Troi, you're all I've got. Mm-hmm. Like she's both completely invulnerable and yet so completely vulnerable all at once.
Yeah, I love that about her.
Mm-hmm.
As a follow-on to that, I wonder if Lwaxana is still alive by the time Kestra's born in Picard. I wonder. So that, Deanna isn't the only one she's got. She's got grandchildren for, at least two for a short time, then one with Kestra.
And her son. Her son from Deep Space Nine. What was his name?
Baron?
Yeah, so Barin. He's mentioned in a Star Trek novel, which is called something like The War for Beta Z or something like that.
The Battle of Beta Z.
The Battle of Beta Z. Which must be, I imagine, a Deep Space Nine Dominion War era novel when the Dominion take Beta Z.
Mm-hmm.
So pitching another, series idea. So for the animated Titan Riker series, Lwaxana's on board the Titan with Baron, and then hilarity ensues. But, yeah,
I like it. I never understood that part. So can you just, refresh my memory for the DS9 portion of Lwaxana? Who was this guy? Who is JL? And why was she having a son with him?
Was that maybe I'm getting my wires crossed.
The actor?
No, was that not...
It says on Memory Alpha, this child was the product of her union with Tevnian Jail when their marriage was dissolved. Lwaxana returned to Beta Z to raise their child. Was that the guy? No.
Was it the guy?
See, I don't remember the Deep Space Nine. The one guy, but I remember, I thought that was TNG where he came on and all the protocols and she wanted to get married. But that was TNG.
Guy. But was that maybe the same guy?
On Deep Space Nine, but it was a different guy. And JL was actually played by Michael Ansara, who played Kang in TOS and Deep Space Nine.
Oh.
So I got all giddy about that. But no, they had actually married, and somehow in Lwaxana's advanced age, she got pregnant. But the problem came where in JL's culture, because the son was a boy, that the children are separated by the sexes and raised by the parent of the same sex. Uh-huh. And so he would have been taken away from Lwaxana, and she couldn't bear that for obvious reasons. Yeah. So that's where Odo stepped in, which was just so sweet.
Yeah. I liked that episode where they were in the turbo lift.
Yes.
That one was so powerful for both Odo and Lwaxana to shed their skins, literally, for Odo.
My mom just saw that. She's just now watching Deep Space Nine. And actually, it was just on TV here a couple nights ago, but that's just so sweet when she takes off her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
that's
so
where
powerful.
she's bulletproof and so vulnerable all at once. And she knew exactly what Odo needed in that moment. I know we're straying off the Galaxy class here, but so selfless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, what is an obscure fact about Lwaxana that you think our listeners may not know? I know this is a tough one because she's such an open book.
I know. I was trying to think of something and I couldn't come up with anything because we just sort of know all about her.
So this nobody knows this. It's not about Lwaxana, it's about Majel Barrett. She is actually the voice of the computer on Next Generation, the Defiant, Voyager. Mm-hmm. She throughout the entire Starfleet, she's the voice of all the computers. And I'm like,
you're right, Joe. Nobody.
There's only one of her. How can she possibly respond to all the requests for information that all the Starfleet officers are doing.
It's like the EMH, you know. It was patterned after the one doctor, and they all have these doctors that look like the one.
Oh, so it's not actually
so it's her voice recorded, yeah.
So it's not actually her sitting in front of a mic, like, responding to all the requests.
And running,
She's actually, like, inside the computer. Yeah, and she has to run around to all the decks and answer all the inquiries.
Oh, so like Amazon
shape.
don't have a woman in a cage responding to all the Alexa queries.
Right, yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, Joe, his eyes open.
Oh, technology. Isn't it amazing?
Well, I think my obscure fact, sort of to go off of Joe, is more about Majel Roddenberry than Lwaxana Troi. And my favorite story about Majel is when, and it has to do with Marina, but Majel literally took Marina under her wing and introduced her to the fandom even before the Next Gen was announced. It was announced, but it hadn't been aired. And Majel took Marina to a convention, introduced her to the fans. She was the first of the TNG crew to get introduced at a convention because of Majel Barrett. And Majel and Marina recounts saying that, you know, Majel took her in and says, listen, if you want to stay pertinent, you've got to win over the fans. And she came out, and the fans have been loving Marina ever since. Mm-hmm. And I can see, beautiful. You know, as we talk about Lwaxana and how that really was Majel, like, I can see Marina. Yeah. She's very say it as it is. I don't care. Take me as I am type of personality. And I can see why Majel and Marina had a great relationship because of that.
I didn't know that. It's interesting. And it's a good fit, I think.
Yeah.
And that's so cool how Majel, you know, as her on-screen mom, kind of became her real-life mom, too.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I also went the same way with my obscure fact, because if Lwaxana Troi was really basically Majel Barrett in outlandish outfits, my obscure facts are also Majel related. First of all, she's 5'9", which I think is awesome because I'm 5'10". And I don't know. The older I get, the more I'm identifying with Majel Barrett / Lwaxana. But so she did voiceover work, like the computer, on all the Star Trek episodes and the animated series, and a bunch of other characters on the animated series. And she did all sorts of voiceover work. But she also provided the voice of the automated railroad defect detectors for Union Pacific and for other railroads. So you can hear her voice on railroad radio channels throughout the U.S.
I just want to go.
What?
To take an American train soon.
We should.
We should.
Yes.
Let's just charge it to the network. Oh, wait, we don't get paid anything.
We should, because I would love to hear that.
That'd be cool.
That is a
and
very
another thing
lovely,
I discovered.
Obscure fact.
Yeah. And also, I'll never forget her birth date now, because it's 23232, or 23232. 23rd February 1932. 23232.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. 23232. Anyway.
So her birthday's in February, or are we doing European numbering system that I don't know?
It's in February, because otherwise it'd be 22332, which is also kind of cool. Yeah. Take your pick. She was destined for coolness.
You could just, FYI, you guys have your dates like back to front. It should go day, month, year, as opposed to month, day, year. Like,
yeah,
it's backward.
The month is more specific.
But you go from the smaller unit at a time to bigger units at a time.
Yeah. Because in the U.S. you go from middle to smallest to biggest.
Why is it middle?
And the rest of the world goes.
Why do you think that's middle? 1 to 12 is the smallest range of numbers.
No, but a month is the longest.
We're starting with the month.
Period of time. So a day is the shortest, a month is the middle, and a year is the longest.
Minute, hour,
Yeah.
day,
Oh, okay.
week, month, year.
Because I was like, well, there's 12 months, but then there's 31 days. So then it was like 1 to 12 versus 1 to 30. I was looking at the range of numbers.
No, it's
Gotcha.
like saying because we have our dates because fried chicken. doesn't mean anything.
Ugh, don't make me hungry
Fried chicken.
for a fried chicken garlic waffle. So back to Lwaxana.
please.
Yes.
What would you say is her greatest impact on the crew or on, the Federation during her TNG run?
Joe.
So we saw her in 6 TNG episodes, didn't we?
Yes.
So Haven, which was right at the beginning, then Manhunt, Menage a Troi, Half a Life, Cost of Living, and Dark Page. So I think just looking at that list, the first 3 episodes we see her and I find her annoying. The last half, Half a Life and Dark Page certainly are. She's a different character, isn't she? Half a Life, we've got the Timothy committing suicide, and then Dark Page, we've got the blocked memories come back of our dead son drowning. Cost of Living, is that the one you were talking about, Amy?
Yeah, cost of living, the higher the fewer.
Yeah. Which I again find her annoying in because she's disrupting that order to life on a Federation starship.
Yeah.
Does she have a long-standing effect on the ship and its crew, or is it more that she has an effect on us as viewers and how we come to love her, and she becomes a beloved character that we only see in a handful of episodes?
Our space
yeah,
hand.
if Gene Roddenberry is the great bird of the galaxy, and then she is the air upon which the great bird flies.
The wind beneath his wings.
Oh, I love that, Joe.
Get us being all thought-provoking. Yeah.
But I can see that you're making that distinction, and yeah, I can see that as well. I feel like she has a great impact, but then is that just because it's an impact on me?
Yeah.
Does she have an impact on the crew?
Well, in Manhunt, she was there as a representative of the Beta Z government for the Pacifica Conference. And, you go through the whole episode and her naughty thoughts about Picard and Riker and Worf and a grown-up Wesley and so on and so on and so on. But right before they arrive at the conference, she exposed the two delegates from, was it Antidia?
Yeah, the Antidians, yeah.
The ones that would look better in a sauce. Yeah, she's the one that could read their minds. And she's like, oh, yeah, they're planning to bomb the conference. Their, clothing is lined in explosives. So she kind of saved the day in that episode there. She did save the day.
I was always wondering, why didn't she reveal that when she first learned it? I always found that suspicious.
They were frozen. They were like in suspended.
Yeah, but she says it so offhandedly, like, these guys are going to do this, and you're stupid for not knowing because I know this, and da-da-da. And I'm like, well, if you've known this for so long, why didn't you say it when it first happened? I don't know.
And she was going through the phase.
Yes.
So she was a little distracted by every hot pair of legs that went by.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who can't sympathize with
Was
that?
she ever in the same room with them? Earlier on in the episode.
The transporter pad.
Right. So they were beamed around the same time. Yeah, they were still there in the transporter. But yeah, if they were frozen, then she probably couldn't read their minds. So I'll give you that, Rhea. Yeah.
I think it works.
No, I think that she did have an impact on the crew. I think especially with Picard, where he had to, vie his attention for her to persuade the first Ferengi. It definitely had an impact, I think, on Alexander. Now, because it's episodic TV, we didn't really get to see that play out. But I think the relationship between Worf and Alexander and Deanna was better because of Lwaxana. And I think that parenting and counseling became easier.
And she was kind of like an aunt to Alexander. And, as an aunt myself, you cannot underestimate the importance of having, the cool, fun aunt in your life that is A-okay with breaking all the rules and, will sneak your niece, gluten when mom's not looking or whatever.
Preach on.
Shh, don't tell my sister.
Being the fun aunt is the best.
Yeah, and everyone needs a fun aunt. And I imagine things can get pretty isolated for, children growing up on a starship where you might be with your parents until your parents get killed off. But, you got to have those aunts. You got to have it. It takes a village.
I suppose.
But she also does. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to say, I suppose, I wasn't thinking that she had a very long-lasting impact on the crew. Obviously, she's Deanna's mother, so they've got a long-standing relationship, and there's obviously going to be lots of impact there. Like, Amy, you're right when you mention the impact on Alexander. Worf asked Deanna to be his Sochchim if anything ever happened to him and look after Alexander. So that would make Lwaxana, what does Deanna say, his step mother or something?
Stepmother.
Yeah. So I suppose they have a relationship, and then when Lwaxana comes on, and I think she's acting more like a grandmother, the fun grandmother to Alexander, because of this kind of formalised relationship that Worf and Deanna have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely lasting. Yeah.
Yeah. And she does, actually do work for the Federation as an ambassador. Manhunt being one example, but in Dark Page, she was the first non-Cairn to telepathically communicate with the Cairn, and she helped to bring them into the Federation. So, she actually does stuff besides chase after men in skirts.
I want to know what she was doing when she encountered the first Vorta. Like, Lwaxana versus Weohn. How does that go? Because that could be quite entertaining.
That would be a fun short trek, too. Jeffrey Combs could play Lwaxana, too.
Why not?
So what are your favorite moments or your favorite quotes or your favorite Lwaxanisms?
The quote to Tog in Menage a Troi when they get kidnapped. It's like, let's get one thing straight, little man. I am not for sale, and if by some chance I were to become available, I would rather eat Orion wing slugs than deal with a toad-faced troll like you. So go away and find yourself somebody else to become your property. It's like, the shade of it all. It's like savage.
Sadly, she had to change her tune there. Shudder, shudder. And poor Troi for having to telepathically witness that. Blech. There's so many quotes. She's got so many fun one-liners and so many, I don't know, that it was almost hard to pick. But I snagged one out of Manhunt, very near the beginning, after she beams aboard and is walking with Picard and Troi to her quarters. And she says, "He's a fine man, solid, reliable. He's a little bit on the stuffy side, but all in all, he's not that bad. I can't believe you, Mother. You sound like you're sizing up a commodity. But that's exactly what men are, darling, especially human men. Was your father ever unhappy with me? No, he worshipped you, but I don't think I'll ever learn to see men the way you do. You will as you mature, darling, and the men in your life are going to bless you for it." I just love that.
It was very well performed as well, Rhea.
It was.
And, not only, it's funny and all that, and yes, men aren't, objects, they're human beings to respect, blah, 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 but the older I get, and she says, "You will as you mature, darling." And like the older I get, the more I see things from her point of view. So that whole thing kind of struck close to home for me.
It's all, like you say, it's all the little one-liners that she comes away with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, what does that little one do, Mr. Woof?
Yes.
And Worf says, "Please, madam, that is the torpedo launch initiator. And it is Worf, madam, not Woof." Yeah.
I know. I love Mr. Woof.
She toys with Worf and with Picard almost the way Q does.
Mm-hmm.
And how she's always just, about, oh, Jean-Luc, all his naughty thoughts about her. It's kind of like Q in that respect.
Yes, definitely. She is, yes, the same. I totally love that. For my favorite moments, I can't decide. I'm going a little more serious because I can't decide between Timothy, where she makes the choice to go and support him for the ceremony when she was so vehemently opposed to it. But again, she knows what's important in life, and that is the relationships. And so to support Timothy, she sucked it up and hated every moment of it, but was there for him. And again, that selflessness that you talked about, Rhea. And then with Dark Page, where she breaks down to Deanna over Kestra and that loss, and how she tried to deal with that, in her opinion, guilt, and just keeping it secret and not even wanting to discuss it. Like, I love that, because so many times you want to just not talk about it. And so just push it away, push it away, push it away. And Lwaxana had an entire life of pushing that away. And so to have that come again with her memories, and to get into that trauma and have Troi go in and, save her the only way that Troi could. I just absolutely love that. I love it.
Yeah. And that whole episode, because Lwaxana is someone that lives life to its fullest. She's very Greek in that respect, right? Where you take all the highs and you take all the lows and you throw it all out there and you live your life. But that trauma was just so intense that, for someone who's otherwise such an open book, to have that one dark page completely shut away is, and then to have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that our favourite quotes are all the frivolous, funny one-liners, but our favourite moments are the serious moments in Half-Life and Dark Page, and when we see her in Deep Space Nine and her relationship with Odo.
Agreed. I mean, that shows the range of her character.
Yeah.
My favorite moments might still be her chasing after Picard and Riker, because they're funny.
They are. And I love, like, the looks when Lwaxana comes on between Riker and Troi, because it's like, oh, we know.
Oh gosh, when she's going through the phase and Troi and Riker are explaining it to Picard, I just love that scene. And looking back, it's stuff like that makes me love Riker more and more.
I know.
Oh, because what does Troi say to him about that? When a woman gets to that age, her sex drive, can quadruple.
Yeah.
And Riker's face just lights up, and he says something about, quadruple.
Well,
and
double,
like,
and he's like,
more.
quadruple, and it's like, well, I didn't want to scare you.
Yes. He's like, or more. You never told me that. I didn't want to frighten you.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And now we know why they finally got married. Why Riker waited until she was of the right age.
That's funny.
Well, shall we talk about Lwaxana's other appearances?
I think we mentioned a bunch of them. I think the only two that we haven't mentioned would be Nurse Chapel in the original series, then Dr. Chapel in the first 4 TOS movies.
Well, that's not Lwaxana. That's Majel Barrett.
Oh, true. Yeah, sorry. You're right. Yeah, got me.
Who we love.
Well, we talked about her appearances in Deep Space Nine, but the 3 episodes were The Forsaken, Fascination, and The Muse.
Yes. And, the Muse, again, take the whole Muse and the whole A-plot out of it, and just make it an episode about
Lwaxana.
and Odo. Yeah, I loved her even more. I think it was Deep Space Nine that finally, because like I said, I always found her to be a little annoying. But after seeing her in Deep Space Nine and seeing just how awesome and genuine and loving and selfless and hilarious and over the top that she is, it made me appreciate her in TNG more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at her episodes that she's in. Like you said, Haven, Manhunt, and maybe Menage a Troi, Cost of Living. So like 4 out of the 6, we would say, of TNG were more frivolous. But it's that frivolity, as you were saying, Joe, at the top. Like, that's where we get, she's a little annoying and it's fun, but she's so endearing to us. And we get that in Evidence of Half a Life and Dark Page. And so to have this spectrum that she gets to play in with this, her character, is absolutely amazing. She has so much fun. I feel that Majel, and as to your point to that quote that you said with Roddenberry saying, all right, here's a character just for you. And so to have that, and we get to see her, I just love that dimension because she gets to be fun, but she also gets to be serious. And like so many times, certain characters are only played for this one role, if you will. Yeah. And she gets to just have fun and gets to experience it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not one-dimensional at all. She's every-dimensional at the same time.
Yes.
And that kind of makes me wonder, Amy, if Gene created the character for her. Because, you know, in The Cage, again, like The Cage and Menagerie, my favorite episodes, probably, you had a woman, you know, second in command of a starship. And one of the reasons that the pilot was rejected was because the networks, I mean, they flat out told, you know, Roddenberry that you have to get rid of this woman. No one will believe that a woman's second in command of the starship. They said you have to get rid of the guy with the pointy ears because he looks too satanic. And they said you can't have as many women because that would just be too much hanky-panky. And so Gene Roddenberry had to obviously rework the cast, kept Spock, but I read a quote somewhere once where Majel Barrett got demoted from, you know, number 1 to Nurse Chapel, but married the creator.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so I kind of wonder if Lwaxana was a way to, I don't know, kind of bring that back and be like, no, this character is just for you.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't surprise me.
I really hope Strange New Worlds doesn't screw it up.
Yeah, I don't suppose we'll ever know.
Mm-hmm.
No, unless there are quotes out there that we haven't found yet in our research. Well, any final thoughts on the awesome Lwaxana Troi?
I think the world would be a better place if we were all a little bit more like Lwaxana Troi.
I like it. I will strive for that. Need to do some shopping. Find some flashier clothes.
Yes, change our style.
Actually, assuming that Destination Star Trek still happens and I'll be there with my mom, that would be funny if we went as Lwaxana and Deanna.
Yes.
Or we all just go as Lwaxana.
It'd be even better, Joe. Oh, that'd be awesome.
A big, giant billowy shoulders, like purple metallic fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Giant wig. Yeah.
Crazy wig.
I know, all of her
the
dresses.
thing with the birdcage.
Recreate that. Yes.
And have real live birds in it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
We can all be like the different phases of Lwaxana.
Yes.
You guys are talking, but I want to see this happen.
Okay.
I have a dear friend, Debbie Reinke. She dresses up as Lwaxana, made her own costume and everything. Her and then her husband was Mr. Home, and it's that with the big shoulders, and she looks amazing in it.
They do that very well.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I recently got this as a birthday present to myself.
Very nice.
Silver sequins and froofy shoulders.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's very Lwaxana-esque.
It's Lwaxana light.
Just need a big frou-frou skirt and a big wig. Oh, Yes. Okay, this will be making an appearance at a Star Trek convention near you.
Incoming transmission.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show and hope you'll join the Facebook group, the Federation Council Chambers. You're welcome to start conversations with us or add any general Star Trek info or funny memes that you want to share with the group.
It's been pretty active. There's been some fun memes going on there. It's been a good place to hang out. Well, if you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at galaxyclass@ufp.earth, and we would love to read your email on the show.
Please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a star rating and written review. That helps others to find the show. You can also follow the entire network's podcast with our master feed by searching United Federation of Podcasts. This way you won't miss any of our fine shows like All Good Things, Franchise Fatigue, Always Hold On to Arrow, History with the Szilagys, Sasquatch and Infinite Diversity. So, Amy, where can people find you when you're going through the phase because you're that old?
You just couldn't go an episode, could you?
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh, listeners, see what I have to put up with.
Yeah.
Well, you can find me here on the network where I'm hosting All Good Things. I'm also on Union Federation podcast where we're talking Orville and Star Trek and now covering the new Lower Decks. I am on Twitter at Miss Amy Nelson. Favorite place, though, is there in the Federation Council Chambers. Is that Jadzia or Cooper?
Jadzia's downstairs barking, Cooper's upstairs barking.
Oh.
Cooper.
So, Rhea, where can people find you? And Joe totally stole mine, but...
When I'm not hanging out with Amy when we're both in the phase at the same time because we're so old?
Yes. Because you're the recreational officer hanging out with me.
That could be dangerous, Amy, if you and I are both in the phase at the same time.
That's
together.
Yes.
Cat fight.
At a Star Trek
them
convention.
up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Surrounded by beautiful men, some of whom are actually straight. We could do some damage.
That hasn't happened in a couple conventions for me.
No. Should I edit all this part out?
No, it's good. No one listens to the end anyways.
Amy just goes for the gays.
I do.
A lot safer that way. I listened to the end. I'm glad I did last week because there was some funny stuff there. So when we're not fertilizing our biennial husk.
Classic.
Yep.
You can find me. You can send me an email at riapod47@gmail.com. You could even send me an email at alamarain47@gmail.com. Or, more importantly, you can find me in the Federation Council Chambers, where I will comment on other people's posts so that my name cannot be mispronounced and occasionally share a funny meme. And Joe, where can people find you when you are having naughty thoughts about men in skirts and tights?
Well, when I'm not doing that, I'm probably wondering if you can actually count to 4. And when I'm not doing either of those things, you can find me on the Federation Council Chambers. You can tweet me on the Twitter at JoeyJoe77UK, or you can email me joepodcasts@gmail.com.
Have you gotten any emails yet?
Not for a long time.
Not since the one for me that you never replied to.
Yeah, because I saw it was from you. It went into my spam folder.
Gotcha. I haven't gotten any either.
So can you count to 4?
Alamarain.
What language?
Count to 4.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was a reference to lights or what.
If you can see. Alamarain,
Let's
you'll
see.
come with me.
Alamarain, you'll come with me.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
If you'd like to help us keep all our shows coming to you each week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/UFPEarth, that's patreon.com/UFPEARTH to get all the details. We have 4 different levels, blah blah blah.
How many?
4 apparently.
How many
They're
different
all
levels?
different prices.
You got to 4?
1. Oh, and guys, we have a new associate producer of the network, and we have to give a shout out to our good friend David Willett, who I know is Davey, so I'm going to call him David. What are we?
David, it's so weird, Davey. Come on.
I'm not in the bank asking for money. It's Davey. Thanks for joining the network. Don't be a horrible boss.
We would like to recognize our executive producers, Brendan Shea Mutella, Ken Tripp, Zach Moore, and Tony Robinson. We'd also like to thank Zach Tripp for our opening and closing music, and to Tony Robinson for our amazing artwork each and every week. He's amazing.
He is amazing. Thank you for beaming aboard the Galaxy class, and until next time.
When it comes to picnics, the only thing that really matters is the company.
Great joy and gratitude.
Oh, Jean-Luc, what naughty thoughts! But how wonderful you still think of me like that. Stay classy, Galaxy.
Engage.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.
Well, I might go out to the pool today. It's quite lovely.
Ooh.
Boo.